God, you don't understand me.
I just thought we were going to give an update. Hi, pretty birdie. So this Sunday, April 5th, tune in at 9 p.m. Central, I believe. Tune into Slow Momentum's channel because he's having a karaoke tiebreaker between the girls and the boys, the men and women. I opened up my big mouth and said, I'll sing next week. So if you want to see me make a fool out of myself, hop on to Slow Momentum's channel. The link is below. This coming Sunday, he's going to live stream it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It was so much fun that I actually volunteered to sing this week. And
he put it up on the screen so you can't back out.
Yep, he put it up on the screen and said, oh, looky there, seeouRView said he would sing. So, you want to see me sing? Check it out. This challenge?
I will not be singing. That's not happening.
No. I don't even think I'll be able to drag her on camera. Maybe, no. But I doubt it. Come on. Up. Good girl. Good girl. Should I get a different shirt? Hi guys, how's everybody today? Beautiful day, isn't it? So we have a couple of things to update, don't we?
Water all over your glasses. Sorry.
The camera just flew down.
No! You just made it crooked and not where it needs to be. Stop touching it. Stop touching it.
It's tighter now. Don't move the ball, move the legs.
That's not gonna different. No.
It's not gonna different. Hi folks.
You already said that.
Well, it's restarting.
Why?
So you can cut and switch and put what you want and what you don't want and, you know, editing. I was trying to get it better. Hi folks in there.
Gives me more work to do.
Why not? That's part of the fun. If you don't know already, Crystal does the majority, if not all, of our video editing.
All of it?
Well, there's been a couple videos I put up in the beginning, but all of it recently has been Crystal. And I think she's
from the first fill video on.
I think she's done a heck of a job with it. Based on the comments, I think that's true. It's not just me being biased. But she's actually been doing it on her iPhone using iMovie.
No, Abigail, no. Abby, no, come here. Come on. You stay over here. Stay over here. Abby, shush.
How you doing, Logan?
Hey.
Pretty good.
Hey.
What a day, beautiful. Just beautiful.
It is. You're saying?
I was saying that she does it all on iMovie on her phone.
And
that's even more impressive than you think because, you know.
Well, that's mostly because my laptop at this point is so old that it can't handle editing. No matter, I've tried a bunch of different software and it can't handle it. It can't handle having the videos on there and trying to edit it, and it takes so much longer than necessary.
It made it pretty frustrating.
So I have just been doing it on my phone, which is a little awkward when we've got stuff filmed on his phone or like on his laptop that I just don't have access to because I'm doing it all on my phone.
I mean, somebody said they wanted to see, because in one of the videos you could hear me taking pictures while she was filming, and somebody had commented and said that they would like to see some of the photographs I was taking embedded into the videos, but
with
just
the way
getting them.
my setup is right now, it's a hassle. You just kind of gotta work with what you have. So.
Hey, bring out the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, folks. Beautiful day, isn't it? We're sitting here at Thousand Trails, Colorado River. Hoping to ride out the pandemic here if we don't have to move to another park in a few weeks. But we wanted to take a minute to give you guys a quick update on things. One, you may have seen on Instagram or Facebook that this little pretty bird was bitten by a copperhead the other night. It was actually last Thursday night. You're filming!
Seriously? Abbie got bit by a copperhead tonight. Her little foot's swollen up.
Yeah, it's so big.
The vet says it's gonna get bigger tonight.
Is it gonna be tomorrow? It'll be gone?
In 5 days now. And we got her to the vet right away. Luckily, he had an emergency number, and after texting him a picture of how rapidly her leg was swelling, he opened the clinic and met us down there so that he could treat her. And we did give her a shot, and 7 days worth of antibiotics to be given twice a day, and said to just watch it. Within 24 hours or so, the swelling should subside. That the swelling was a good thing because that meant that her body was trying to dilute the venom and keep it from, being so concentrated to where it would actually do a lot of damage. And to watch it for 4 to 5 days because if there's infection, it's going to set in about 4 or 5 days later, and then it would start swelling again. And that's why you gave the antibiotics. But she's actually been doing really good. No secondary swelling. She acts like it never happened. She's even peppier than before it happened. So we think maybe she was a little down in the dumps before then anyway. But yeah, so great news. Little pup is doing good. And right in this little back foot here is where she got bit, and you can't even tell. So that's about the best news we could hope to have.
And she didn't react badly to any of the shots or the medicine. Like, she never threw up like he said she might. She kept her appetite up this whole time, so.
Gave her plenty of water to drink. She's actually going back out on walks with me now. This occurred after dark, so we've been doing our best now to get our outdoor walks in before dark rather than later in the evening when it cools down, because that's when they tend to be out.
It is springtime now.
Yeah.
It's dogwood season, so.
It's dogwood season. It is spring. The young ones are hatching. The little ones are out looking for stuff to eat.
Aren't they shedding too?
The older ones are shedding, and that's, my grandma always said that during this time of year you got to be especially careful. And the one that got her was about that big, about as big around as my pinky. We never even seen it until she jumped. It was right out in the road.
She was a couple feet in front of him.
Yeah, she wasn't that far ahead of me. She didn't even see it. I think she stepped on it. And once I shined the light to see what it was that made her jump, I seen that it was a little copperhead. and then we picked her up and checked her.
And she had a little blood
Yeah,
mark
she had
on
a
her
fang mark,
foot.
a single fang mark in her foot. Luckily, she only got hit with one fang, not two, so she got half of the venom she could have gotten.
But I mean, if she didn't yelp or anything, so she never jumped. I don't know.
Yeah, if she
We
hadn't have
probably-
jumped, we would have, her leg would have swelled up later, and we would have been, what the heck
Mhm.
happened?
It happened on the side of the road. It wasn't in the grass or anything, so that snake was on the road. It was an hour-ish after sunset.
It turns out the guy that passed us in the truck was one of the maintenance workers here, and his girlfriend was the head maintenance, both of which are dog lovers, and they came out and helped us right away and gave us the number to the local vet here. Had they not have really been there to give us that information and comfort, I think I would have really lost it. I remained calm, was able to come back here and call the vet, wait for his return call, get him a picture and all that, rather than trying to get on the internet and figure out what vet to go to and that good stuff. That really helped a lot, having that information on hand. So that's one thing. As quickly as things like that can happen, it might be a good idea to put on your list of things to do whenever you're into a new park or neighborhood, is get the information for local hospitals, local veterinaries, local doctors, emergency services, things like that, just in case something happens. You've got those numbers handy and you know who to call for what. That's something we really never prepared for.
I will say, when we do try to get out and do our 45-minute outdoor walk, it takes a lot longer than 45 minutes because everyone around the park knows us as the one whose dog got bit.
We've even been called a celebrity or celebrities. We've had people stop and ask about our books. Hey, you got a new book out, don't you?
Yeah, I was gonna wait till you had the physical copy.
Well, we got it on the way.
Yeah.
Sneak preview, she's got a new book out. We'll put the link below, but next
It's been
video
below.
we'll show you guys the actual physical book, which is on the way in the mail as we speak. So, and that's exciting news. It's actually called RV Crazy, and it's a fictional, dramatized story of this family, not too unsimilar to ours, that had, well, it's basically how they cope with having to downsize and get into this full-time RV life. And I guess with that, we can probably move on to the next update, which is our fitness challenge update. Okay, so did you mention our 45-minute walk taking a little bit longer, or quite a bit longer actually, than 45 minutes?
This is not an infomercial.
But wait, there's more. You guys are aware that Crystal and I have been doing the 75 hard challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how far are we into it?
Day 31?
Yeah, it's day 30. So
Something
we're a
like
month
that.
in. We've actually been pretty, even the night Abbie got bit by the copperhead, we still, after going to the vet and everything, we continued and finished our outdoor workout so that we wouldn't
And I mean, if
have
there
to-
was ever a day to quit and restart the challenge, it would have been that day. I even told him, I was like, if you want to just fail it and restart, I mean, I understand, but we were kind of both just like, but we've made it this far.
So the way it works, for
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, any day that you don't complete one of the items on the task list for that day, because it's not just fitness, it's also mental training,
He
it's
describes it
wellness.
as a mental toughness challenge.
Yeah,
It's basically
so-
building up your discipline.
Exactly. So, any day that you fail to complete one or more tasks on that list of things that you got to do, then you're not allowed to quit the challenge. You have to restart
At day
from
one.
day one. So far we have not restarted from day one, and we're a month in. And I've got a little update anyway. I weighed in yesterday, or the day before.
Yesterday.
Okay, and I've actually lost 7 point some odd pounds since we started the challenge. I've gone down in 1 to 2 belt loops. My pants are about to fall off of me now, so and I feel a lot better. It's easier for me to get out and walk now. The last few days, starting the walks, I've been in some pain. My legs haven't really wanted to cooperate, but once I got going, you know, and they loosened up some, it was easier. But I'm not out of breath, and I don't have the muscle pain that I had when we first started doing these walks.
Might also just be because you're still not getting your water in early enough in the day.
Quite possibly.
And your muscles might just be dehydrated because both of us, kind of the past few days or weeks or whatever, have been just leaving our water till the very last thing.
Well, and then also with the stay in place, you know, I've been spending a lot more time sitting at the computer instead of out doing things, and we've only been getting out to do the required outdoor exercise, and my choice is to walk. You know, I'm doing close to 4 miles a day now, whereas, you know, used to just hiking on some of the trails we went on, and that
not even a mile would tire you out.
Yeah, we went to Deception Pass. It was a 2.5 mile hike, and it killed me. And I think now I'm in better shape to where I could handle that and not be so worn out through it. To be able to actually enjoy nature a little bit more. You want to go inside? Are you going to be good? Oh, you going to be good? Yeah, there's a pretty bird. There's no pretty bird. Hey, settle down, settle down.
Abbie, we're filming.
We're filming.
That makes it worse. Pointing her towards them.
We're
You
filming.
gotta out of sight, out of mind.
Come here, we're filming. You sure you are, we're filming. You sure you are, we're filming. Hey, birdie.
So, me personally, since we started this, I've lost an even 10 pounds. But I don't really feel a difference. And I think it's because
I think it's amazing.
I think it's because I'm used to being more active than you are. I've always kind of worked out off and on and done more than you. And so I'm, you know,
and you've been drinking, you know, you're 128, 130 ounces
I
of
drink
water.
140 ounces.
140. You've been doing that for at least a couple years now that I know, if not longer.
I mean, when I was in college, there was a point where I was taking yoga, aerobics, and volleyball all in the same semester. On top of that, and going to the gym. So I have a history with being more active than you do, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't feel like a huge stamina difference.
Right, like I felt, because
you're more stationary than I
Yes.
am. So I'm not expecting a huge stamina difference.
I wasn't expecting it either, but I'm happily surprised that I've gotten it. You know, because I didn't. When you let yourself go, you don't realize how out of shape you get until you try to do something that you used to be able to do easily and find that you can't do it. Okay, so with the pandemic that's going on and the shelter-in-place orders and that kind of stuff, our next stop after this park was going to be Escapees in Livingston for about 4 days, so that we could take care of getting the vehicles inspected and that kind of stuff. And Livingston called us last week or so and canceled those reservations on us, so that they're canceling all reservations in April to allow people that are already there to shelter in place. So this park went ahead and extended our reservations for that 4 days free of charge. We're so grateful to them. However, since there isn't the current local orders were to stay at home through April 7th, and that's basically what they're basing it on. So now, even though the president has extended the social distancing order through the 30th or through the end of April,
Yeah,
most of the counties in Texas have not extended their stay-at-home orders yet. Harris County just did yesterday. So we're thinking that, maybe they'll follow suit here before we are scheduled to leave here and move on to Lake Whitney. If not, if so, then they'll likely go ahead and extend our stay even longer. But if there's no local stay-in-place orders, then we'll have to go ahead and move to Lake Whitney on the 16th. Kind of actually just like to stay put here for a little while until this stuff settles down. I really don't want to be out there moving around. It's a nice, quiet little town. There are groceries available in town here. Mostly. And there's not a lot of people in the local grocery store when we've gone, so we feel relatively safe. And it's just, I think it's better to stay put right now. If there's any way possible that you can stay put, that's the best thing to do. So with that being said, we aren't able to get out and go see a lot of places and take a lot of bee footage, but we, have been getting out hiking a little bit. What were you going to say?
I would call it walking around the park.
Well, yeah, it is walking, because we do now know the difference between a walk and a hike, because thanks to rolling along country roads, and then once they mentioned it, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and Google it and see, and that's accurate. Is a hike is changing an elevation from lower to higher. A walk is pretty much staying at the same elevation and not as strenuous as a hike. So there you have it. The difference between a hike and a walk is a walk is a walk and a hike is a hike.
I will say that I'm an introvert through and through, and
not this week.
And on a normal day, normally I'm completely fine with staying inside, being a hermit, not talking to anyone, but because I'm not allowed to go out right now is when I really just want to, and I'm kind of craving that, going out, adventuring, having some human connection. And I will say this has been a little draining on my creativity. I've really felt like I've been in a creative slump. I made myself put on makeup the past couple of days just to feel more like a human and less like a potato, but it's hard out here when it feels so monotonous right now.
Well, what I think is really giving me a sense of peace is because we are at this particular campground where I personally feel at home. Not so much Crystal and Gracie, but it's where I feel at home. So with me, I've actually been happier here to ride this out than I think I would be anywhere. So,
mine doesn't have to do with feeling at home or not. It's just a feeling too monotonous.
Well, I'm just trying to say I feel safe here. And there's a big difference. I'm not as stressed as I was out by San Antonio, where I didn't feel as safe. And maybe it's not feeling like home, but it's a feeling of safety. There's a certain comfort and a less stress for me. I'm not saying you feel that way. I'm saying I'm less stressed. So I really don't mind the just taking it easy and not having to really do a whole lot. I've still got a little bit of work coming in, so that keeps me busy on the computer, which is great. I'm very grateful for that because, right now a lot of people don't have work.
Like me.
Like Crystal, because, her work has to do with schools being open. And when they're not open, no work. So, and I can see the creativity thing. I mean, when you're just kind of stagnant and waiting out the storm, it does tend to get monotonous. It does tend to make you feel stir crazy and restless.
It feels a lot kind of like our whole first year RVing, when we were so focused and so centric around getting the house ready to sell that we weren't going out and doing anything. We were going back and forth from the house trying to get that done, but we weren't experiencing anything around us.
Yeah, we weren't experiencing new territory.
It's kind of harkens back to that a little bit for me.
We don't have to use GPS to get our way around. And I've always said that when we're at a particular place, about the time we start learning our way around without GPS, I start getting itchy feet and it's time to go. And now we're just like, okay, we need to stay put for a while. It's, I think that each of us handle things like this differently, and my solution is to go out and take pictures and walk and clear my head and think. And,
Y'all having fun?
yes, sir. How are you today?
SOS.
Same old, huh?
Yeah, same old.
How do you want to end it?
Bye.
Bye. So was that.
We'll see you folks next week. And remember, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Hit that like button. We'll see you next week.